If you're a heat and air machine technician or even a salesperson, what do you do if you don't trust the potential client that you're meeting with, and why does it matter? This is a super important question. I'm Scott Sylvan Bell. I'm coming to you live from Sacramento, California on a perfect day to talk about sales and business, and a perfect day to talk about you for HVAC technician sales secrets. So, fair warning, today is a rainy day. You may hear some thump on my on the top of my car here. It's because it's raining. So we're talking about trust today. Trust, and trust goes both ways. There's going to be a time where you're sitting at the table, you're sitting in some chairs, you're talking to Mr. Smith, you're talking to Mrs. Smith, Mr. Jones, whoever it may be, whoever it may be, and just something doesn't go right. Something just doesn't feel right. And what you really want to know is you do have to have a game plan for this. You want to have the ability to have a conversation. And I am more of let's have the tough conversation than I am to beat around the bush. And so my style may not necessarily be your style. And so if over here is not aggressive and over here is aggressive, I encourage you to find your path. And so like sometimes I'll get these messages here on the videos that I put up, like, I would never say it that way. Okay, we'll figure out how you would say it. Or you're overly aggressive. Oh, okay, that's cool. Or man, that's too vanilla for me. I'd go, straight on to crazy town and say it completely different. There's nothing wrong with that. Your style is going to be completely different than my style. Okay. So one of the easiest ways for you to deal with this is to start like at the vanilla side is like, hey, I got a couple of concerns. I got a couple of things that I really do need to go over with you. There's some elements here that just have me offset, that just have me a little concerned, right? Super minor, right? Like you can modify that. You could take that statement, I've got a couple of concerns, all the way over to, hey, we got to have a conversation. I flat out don't trust you. So you are going to be in the camp over here like, hey, can we have a conversation? Or all the way over here to flat out, I don't trust you. And each one of these pieces of the process have its own ramification. You may have a statement that goes right in the middle, and there's nothing wrong with that. So I want to make sure that you understand there's nothing wrong with what you do as long as it doesn't cause you problems and it fits your personality. And this right here is why you should join my email publication. Just type that into a browser. I'll give you the goods, not in the Facebook group, not on the YouTube channel. So you do have to call out the situation, the process, the problem for what it is in whatever way that you're going to do it. Over here, I've got some concerns, all the way over to I don't trust you. Now, you need to be prepared that there are ramifications. Sometimes if people come back and they're like, hey, what happened? I don't understand. Okay, no problem. Like, whoa, wait, maybe we got off on the wrong foot. Let's try this again. I'm so sorry. All the way to over here, they throw a fit, they scream at you, they yell at you, they stomp out the door, they throw you out. Either way, no matter what, you got to be prepared. And the reason why this is so important is you have to trust your gut. You have to trust your gut. There's going to be times where you meet with people and you're going to go, there is something off here. There's something off here. I don't know what it is. And by you addressing it, it gives you the possibility of saying, I was wrong, or wow, I was right. I could think of times where I met with buyers and I'm like, there's a motive here that I don't understand. There is something going on. And so I just take a couple extra minutes. Even today in what I do, it's like, okay, I'm going to have to figure out what the situation is. Like the math doesn't add up. 1 and 1 is equaling like 28 at this point. We need to figure out what's going on. So it may be reversing questions. Like, I'm not quite understanding what you're telling me. Maybe you can help me out here. It could be questions about like, hey, let's go back and delve into things. Or it could be what Jim Camp teaches in negotiation, that you take the same question and you ask it 3 different ways. And that's called 3+, by the way. Love Jim Camp's content. And you try to figure out where the person's at. But what you need to know is if you don't trust somebody, you have over here, slow it down, and all the way over here, just hit eject and get out, right? Slow it down. I'm going to ask some questions. I'm going to figure out what's going on. I really want to get an understanding. I like this person, but I just don't quite get them. All the way to hit, let's hit eject. I'm not doing this. I can think of times where I met with people, and like, trust is a big deal for me because, I'm asking you for money as a client or as a potential client. I'm asking you for money and I'm hoping that you're going to pay me. Well, trust is a problem when people start saying stuff like lawsuit, right? Sued the gardener, sued the roof guy, sued the fence guy, sued the window guy. Like, let's fill in the blank. If you do heating and air, the next guy is going to be you. Okay. Sued a vendor for printing, sued a vendor for building the website, sued a vendor for, creating some clothing. Punchline to the joke, consultant is next. So you do have to be aware that trust is super importante to you, because here's what's going to happen is if you don't trust somebody, man, you know, there's a lot of times where I can think of deals that I sold that I'm like, I shouldn't have sold that job. I shouldn't have sold that gig. I shouldn't have sold that consulting. It's been nothing but problems. You're going to have to figure this out. But like a lot of times, nobody talks about this in sales. They talk about, does the buyer trust you? Does the buyer trust you? But the real thing, let's flip that around. Do you trust the buyer? You got one of three things to do from here. Just one of three. Find the subscribe button, click on it. Every time I send out a video, you'll get an update. 2, hit follow. 3, tag and share this video with a friend. We'll see you soon.